I can't stand looking at myself in the mirror. But not for the reason you think. I was paralyzed with fear as the reflection-like entity hovered menacingly in front of me. Its distorted features twisted into a grotesque smile, the malice in its voice cutting through the air like a chilling breeze. "Who are you?" I managed to stammer, my voice barely audible. My heart pounded in my chest, threatening to burst through my ribcage. The reflection-like figure tilted its head, its eyes gleaming with a sinister light. "I am nothing but an echo," it whispered, the words slithering into my ears like venomous serpents. I jolted upright, gasping for breath. Sweat drenched my forehead as I realized it had all been a nightmare, a vivid and horrifying dream. I glanced around my room, seeking solace in the familiar surroundings. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. The moonlight streaming through the window cast an eerie glow, intensifying my unease. As I sat up, my eyes were drawn to the mirror on the opposite wall. I stared at my reflection, half expecting to see the monster from my nightmare, but the mirror only reflected my own terrified expression. Taking a deep breath, I tried to convince myself that it was all just a product of an overactive imagination. Perhaps I had been reading too many horror stories lately, or maybe it was the result of stress I had been under. Whatever the case, I needed to shake off this sense of dread and get some sleep. I reached for my phone to check the time, hoping it was still early enough to salvage a few hours of rest. But as I grabbed it from the nightstand, a notification caught my attention. It was an email with a blank subject line. Confusion washed over me as I opened the email. The sender was anonymous, and the message contained only one sentence. "Did you sleep well, Sarah?" My heart raced, and a chill ran down my spine. How did they know my name? How did they know about my nightmare? I quickly dismissed it as a sick joke, the work of an internet troll seeking to terrify unsuspecting victims. But as I tried to calm myself, another notification popped up on my screen. It was a video message from an unknown sender. Hesitant but curious, I clicked on it. The video started with darkness, but soon the image became clear. It was me, sleeping peacefully in my bed. The camera angle suggested that it was taken from within my room. I felt a surge of panic, realizing that someone had been watching me. As the video played on, my eyes widened in horror. I saw myself tossing and turning, plagued by the nightmares that had tormented me earlier. But there was something different about this video. The room around me seemed distorted, as if reality itself was warping and twisting. The camera panned to the mirror on the opposite wall. I saw my reflection staring back at me with hollow eyes and a familiar malicious grin. It wasn't me. It was the twisted version of myself from my nightmare. A chill ran down my spine as the video continued. The reflection started to move independently, its hand reaching out towards the glass as if trying to break through. I watched in horror as cracks formed in the surface of my mirror in real time, one by one, as they formed on the mirror in the video, spreading like a spider's web. The mirror was coming alive, its malevolent presence seeping into my room. I couldn't tear my eyes away as the reflection stepped out of the mirror, standing at the edge of my bed. Its voice echoed in a low, distorted tone, filled with malice. "Sarah, it's bedtime," it hissed, its words sending shivers down my spine. In a panic, I reached for the lamp, desperate to dispel this nightmarish apparition. But as the light illuminated the room, the reflection vanished. I jolted upright, gasping for breath once again. Was I still dreaming? I pondered, my heart pounding in my chest. The room was bathed in the comforting glow of the lamp, and everything seemed normal. Had it all just been another nightmare within a nightmare? It felt so real, so vivid. But perhaps my mind was playing tricks on me once again. I took a moment to catch my breath, trying to steady my trembling hands. But as I surveyed the room, something caught my eye. The mirror was still cracked. This was a chilling reminder that the nightmare had not been just a terrible fever dream. I rid my house of all mirrors in a desperate attempt to maybe sever its connection to my reality. And for a couple of weeks, it seemed to have worked. During that time, my life had returned to normal. The nightmares had ceased, and I began to believe that maybe the mirror itself was cursed. A gateway through which the malevolent entity had entered my life. After a particularly exhausting day, I decided to indulge in a relaxing bath. The warm water enveloped me, easing away the stress of the day. I closed my eyes, allowing my mind to drift. As I opened my eyes, I caught a glimpse of movement in the water. My heart skipped a beat as I saw my reflection, distorted and shifting beneath the ripples. Panic surged through me, and I tried to look away, but something held my gaze. My own eyes stared back at me from the depths of the water. The twisted reflection grinned with the same malevolent smile. It whispered in a voice that squirmed through my skin. "Did you miss me?"